Hello, my name's Connor, and this is my Mars VR helicopter simulator. This video will show you how to fly the helicopter and talk a little bit about how this demo was made. So this is the JPL Mars Scout helicopter, and we're flying it in Jezero Crater, the landing site for the 2020 Mars mission. To play the demo, you'll need a Windows PC with a VR headset. It'll work with a Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, or a Windows MR headset. And you'll also need an Xbox 360 controller or similar kind of a gamepad to fly the helicopter. So there are three ways to fly the helicopter. If you press the B button on the Xbox controller, you can change the flight mode. If you look in the top left of the HUD there, it says Auto. If I press B again, it says Easy. And if I press it once more, the message goes away. This is normal mode. So Auto is short for autonomous mode, and this is flying the helicopter just like the real helicopter will. It flies itself. You basically look where you want it to go, press the A button on the controller, and then when you let go, it will fly itself to the waypoint you just placed. You can turn the view around. If you hold down the A button and turn your head, the helicopter will rotate to look at the location. And as soon as you let go, it will try to fly there. You can use the left joystick to push up and it will go up. And you can push down and the helicopter will go down. And you can also use the left joystick to rotate the helicopter. So this mode is for people who just want to enjoy seeing Mars and aren't interested in actually flying the helicopter manually. If you want to learn how to fly the helicopter, press B to switch to easy mode. So easy mode is introducing the flight simulation controls, but it's for beginners. In easy mode, you have to use the right joystick to tilt the helicopter. So the right stick is the cyclic. If you push it forward, the helicopter goes forward. Pull back, it tips back. In easy mode, you won't lose altitude when you tilt the helicopter. And if you let go of the joystick, it will tilt back to level. And it will also slowly turn around to face the direction that it's moving. Easy mode has some terrain avoidance, so if you fly towards a hill, it will detect the hill and it will automatically increase altitude. So you'll see if I fly towards this terrain, it starts to lift itself. So easy mode is very good for beginners who want to learn how to fly. You don't have to really manage both of your thumbs at the same time. And then lastly, if you press B once more, you're now in realistic or normal mode. So this is a real physics simulation. The gravity is set to Mars gravity, and the atmospheric density is very low. So if you've flown a quadcopter or a radio-controlled helicopter, you'll find this very floaty and unresponsive. If you gain some height and then cut the collective to 0, you'll find it falls very slowly. And if you gain speed, you'll find the drag is very low. It doesn't slow down on its own. The helicopter is not streamlined, it has no tail, so it has no preferred direction. You can fly sideways just as fast as forwards. And if you need to stop, you have to tilt it quite hard and accelerate away from your direction of travel and you'll slow down. So that's how you fly it. Now I'll talk about the heads-up display. On the left of the HUD is your altitude in meters and your vertical speed in meters per second. So negative is descending. And there's a bar to quickly read the vertical speed. The altitude is relative to the ground beneath you. In the middle of the HUD, you'll see the roll indicator. This is kind of a big circle, and on the right there's a pitch indicator. The circle with the two lines in the middle is a quick way to read the pitch and the roll of the vehicle, and it also shows you which way it's facing. The dot with the green line protruding from it is your velocity vector. Now it's hard to see this on a YouTube video where it's 2D, but in VR you can sense the depth of this and tell if you're flying forwards or backwards. The number on the right of the heads-up display is your speed in meters per second. If you're going backwards, the speed will be negative. Up on the top of the heads-up display is the compass. So you can see the river delta is to the west of us here. The flat plains where the rover will land are over here to the east. And there's a notch on the compass with a waypoint. That points towards the rover. So if you get lost, Look for the notch on the compass, that's where the rover is. And the last element of the heads-up display is the clock. On the top right you can see we've been flying for 6 minutes, so the battery's going to be pretty drained. Let's land. When you land, the clock will reset to 0, and if you want to try and fly a realistic Mars Scout mission, you can give yourself about 2 minutes to go and scout the terrain. Pick an interesting rock formation, take some photos, and then find a landing site where you're not in the shade so you can recharge the solar panels and you have line of sight back to the rover so you can communicate with the rover. And don't land on any rocks as well. Let's see if I can land it. There we go. So I'll talk a bit about the scenery. This is terrain derived from the high-rise scan of Jezero Crater. This is the western region where the river delta just ends. So you can see the fingers of the river delta protruding into the basin here. The entire scene is 5 kilometers by 5 kilometers. The draw distance is just under 5 kilometers. It fogs out to this beige color at about 5 k's. The atmospheric density decreases as you go up, so don't fly too high, you'll lose thrust. The height map is very high resolution. You can see sand dunes and ripples in the sand. Those light patches in the sand are ripples. The colors are procedurally generated, so I've made some seamless textures and I've used the concavity, slope, altitude and other parameters of the height map to procedurally generate the textures that you see here. The vertical scale is 1:1, so there's no exaggeration on the vertical scale. This is the real heights as they are on Mars. And the rocks are just randomly placed on the height map. If they're on a slope, they roll down to the bottom of the slope, but otherwise they're just randomly scattered around, just to add some realism and to give a sense of speed when you're flying low to the ground. They look good as they zoom by. So this video is set to unlisted on YouTube. It's really just for people who are going to try this demo. Feel free to forward the link on to your friends and colleagues, but I'll be making a higher quality video in a couple of weeks when I have a better demo. So my plan is to release this demo to the public for free with an accompanying video like this explaining how to play it. If you have any feedback on this, if you'd like to see any other features included, if I've made anything completely wrong, let me know. This is the Curiosity rover, by the way. This is not the latest Mars 2020 rover. So please email me your feedback, try the demo, I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching the video.